Hey, I'm the Masked Gamer. I'm here to show you something. Take a walk with me. Retro gaming is back. The Masked Gamer has known this for the past 20 years. He plays these same old games all the time. But here it is, the epic battle between Billy Mitchell and some poor middle school science teacher fighting for the Donkey Kong World Championship. Who's the man? Go see it. Everybody loves retro games. It's a fact. Anyway, speaking of retro games, some of the Masked Gamer's favorite games lately that he's been taking around in his hacked PSP that he plays when he's riding the train to work every day at an undisclosed location, somewhere in a wrestling ring. I like playing my Nintendo, you know what I mean? Perhaps one of my favorite games is WWF WrestleMania Challenge. Now this is the sequel to the original WrestleMania Challenge, if you remember it on the Nintendo. The Nintendo 8-bit, okay, the first one you had where it was like Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Randy Macho Man Savage, all those people were in it, but it was a rather primitive game. Now this is the sequel to it. It's way better, okay? You got people like lots of dead pro wrestlers are in it, which is also kind of cool. You've got Andre the Giant's in it, the Big Boss Man, Ravishing Rick Rude. All those guys are dead. You can play with them, you know, so they live on through the glory of the Nintendo 8-bit. And you know, you can do all kinds of stuff in it. You got the little kick move, you got the drop kick move. You can't toss people out of the ring, but you can take the match out of the ring. You can climb the third rope. You can jump off on them with the double axe handle. All techniques that the Masked Gamer loves because this is his job and he's living it when he's playing it. You know what I'm saying? Another great game is Mighty Final Fight. Of course, this has a little bit of a wrestling edge to it, too. You've got Mike Hagar, who's the relentless mayor of Metro City, which is thinly veiled. Obviously, it's New York. But what's happened is his daughter has been captured by the evil Dr. X, I believe that is, Professor X. He's a guy who's like somebody from Mega Man. He's got like a little mechanical arm that he shoots at you, you know, and he's trying to like marry her. That's the whole thing. So her boyfriend Cody and his friend Guy and Mike Hagar, they go out and they just kill like 100 people trying to like go and, I mean, not even 100 people. It's like 500 people, like before you even finish the game. I mean, everybody who gets in their way, they murder them, okay? And the police are nowhere to be found. It's like crazier than Double Dragon. The police are nowhere. I mean, Mike Hagar, just get in there and just give them pile drivers over and over again. And like Cody, it's like you have experience. That's the great thing about the game too. The more people you kill, the better you get at killing. So it's like Cody, he can throw like this crescent wave of like energy that kills people. And like Mike Hagar, he gives people pile drivers, you know, and throwing people off the top of elevators and killing them, just killing people all the time. That's what I love about it. Okay, regardless of what people say, okay, video games and violence, all right, there's a bunch of bull. Okay, video games do not make people violent, all right? Just because you're killing people in video games does not mean you kill people in real life. But I'll tell you what, if I ever get my hands on anybody who says that video games are violent, I'll give them a pile driver just like Mike Hagar. I'll just pile drive them just like Mike Hagar over and over, and I'll throw them off the top of an elevator just like Mike Hagar until they're dead. But anyway, what I was talking about, another great game is Othello. Now this game is not violent at all. This is a game where you use your brain, okay? It's really great, you know? I mean, if you've ever played Reversi, it's the same thing. You have black and white circles, okay? And they're on like same dimensions as a chessboard, but no colors, 64 squares. The whole object of the game is to put your piece on the other side of an enemy piece so that you encircle it between two of your pieces. Then the pieces will be flipped over and turned to your color. The object of the game is to either absorb all of the enemy's pieces or to simply have more pieces at the end of the game. It's a really good game and it's not violent. So I guess all those people who are afraid of violence in video games will really love that game. Well, I agree, it is a great game. Okay, so I'll give them that. Another thing is Street Fighter 2010. I was recently talking to another one of my masked friends, the masked chef, actually, today, when he was cooking us a delicious wrestling meal. We were talking about the Street Fighter series. Right now, there's the game Street Fighter 2010. Lots of people don't realize that that's actually part of the Street Fighter canon. What it is you have Ken Masters, you know, Ryu's buddy from the Street Fighter series, but he's a cyborg because 3 years from now, in the year 2010, we're going to be colonizing space, and Ken will become a cyborg, and he has the ability to throw fireballs. I mean, not like the Hadouken fireballs, but he has like a cybernetic suit. It's crazy. He can like jump and fly around, and he fights aliens all throughout the galaxy because he's become like an agent of some secret world-like organization, kind of like how Strider Hiryu is part of a secret world organization. Anyway, it's a great game, and it's a part of the Street Fighter canon that perhaps you've never played, and it's one of those great late Nintendo games, kind of like Demon's Crest by Capcom. and Mighty Final Fight. I mean, Capcom rules. Everybody understands this, okay? But that game is great, okay? I play it, and it is harder than hell, okay? That's another thing that's good about it. This is not some punk-ass game that you're going to beat like in one day, okay? Unless you're really good and you really put some time into it. But this is a difficult game, all right? And let me say something about, what else did we want to talk about today? Oh, Adventures of Lolo. Now, this is an absolutely great game. Again, this is a game that is not particularly violent. It's a puzzle game. And one of the things that I like so much about Lolo is that you can solve the game without even playing it if you just look at the board and you just figure it out. It's a very cerebral game. You as Lolo are a little blue ball. You're a little guy who walks around, you're a little ball. And you're trying to save Lala, who's like a little pink ball. So you see blue for boys, pink for girls, right? Anyway, she's been captured by this king, and you know, it's always that same kind of thing. You're trying to save Jessica, and like in Mighty Final Fight, you're trying to save the princess. It's always the guy trying to get the girl, that kind of thing. So in this case, Lolo goes to this huge castle to save Lala. And it's a very good game, very cerebral. I highly suggest it. This is one I never played back in the day, and I recently picked it up, and trust me, it is great. Lolo 1 through 3. It's part of the Egerland saga. This is a game that has run a long time in Japan. There's probably 12 versions of it. You'll see it on Game Boy, the regular Game Boy, and on Nintendo. I highly suggest this, an Egerland game or Lolo game, anywhere you can find it. Totally great. And that's it today for the Masked Gamer. You gotta have the heart of a lion to be a true gamer.